In last week's video, I walked through our family's Subaru Ascent, which we've modified into an ultimate road tripping rig. You might be starting your journey in making the car you own more comfortable and capable for the open road with a family in tow. And that's why we're here today, to go over my 5 tips on what I've learned when approaching a project like this. Now, there's a lot of great information floating around on how to prep your car for a road trip or what gear might help you have a better experience, from storage solutions, safety and preparedness, to which phone mount to get. And I have a few of my favorite articles on that linked in the description. For those of you who are new to road tripping and might not be ready to start modifying your car, since you're already watching this video, I want to give a few quick thoughts on some easy ways to make your experience a whole lot better. First, familiarize yourself with your vehicle. Where is your battery? Where is your spare tire? How do you get to your spare tire? Where's your jack? How do you check your oil level? Make yourself an asset to yourself or to someone else who is helping you out of a tough spot down the road. Second, especially for families with young kids, invest in some high-quality tint and sunshades. Your car will not only stay much cooler and more comfortable, but you'll have privacy and improved security. There's nothing like having to pull off the road in an unexpected spot, but having the privacy to do what you need to do without feeling like everyone is watching. Thirdly, consider picking up a roof box. It frees up valuable space inside your car, keeps your gear safe and dry, while you get to keep that leg room in the back row. If you're gonna spend a lot of time in the car, the last thing you want is to feel cramped. Fourth quick tip here, on a road trip you're likely to encounter a wide variety of climates and conditions, so consider investing in a set of tires that improve your capability, durability, and safety. Carrying a full-size spare wheel and tire means if you get into trouble, you can just pop it on and keep on trucking like nothing ever happened, instead of limping to the nearest tire shop and having the day's plans go out the window. And lastly, speaking of spares, consider carrying a jump starter, first aid kit, air compressor, road atlas, and tools. You might say, I'm not handy with tools, I don't need any tools. Not so fast. Have you considered that you might be buying the tools for someone else to use to get you out of a pinch? Not everybody carries all the tools specific to your car with them all the time. True story, in Glacier National Park at a super exposed mountain pass, we came across a family that had a massive blowout in their 6,000-pound Suburban perched on the edge of a cliff. Something in me decided to stop and make sure they were okay, and they weren't. They had 0 tools, not even a jack to lift the vehicle and change the spare wheel. They didn't even know where the spare wheel was. I carry a high-capacity jack and toolkit, so I began changing their tire. Then a guy rolled up who worked for a towing company, and he happened to have an impact wrench in his trunk. I had the air compressor and the jack. He had the power tools to make the job quick. And from that moment on, I always carry an impact wrench in my car. Call me a psycho, but to be able to use my tools on that trip was a dream come true. Quick little bonus tip here, if you've done some customization or invested in some nice gear, call your insurance provider and get it itemized and added to your plan. I was surprised to find out that it's actually not that expensive. And now I have peace of mind that should anything happen, be it accident or theft, I can replace all of this at no cost. All right, let's get to the entree here. My 5 tips on getting started making your car more road trip friendly for your family. Now, these are more so principles, ways of thinking about the process of modifying your vehicle for your family and the way that you might prefer to travel. All right, number 1, do your research and ask questions. Join the online forum for your car's make and model. Chances are there are knowledgeable people out there who'd love to nerd out with you and contribute some free ideas. Oftentimes there are manufacturer-certified technicians in the forums who can give you insight into details that you might not find just by searching Google. I mean, get in the comments below and I'll brainstorm with you. The second principle is to start by subtracting. See what you can remove to create space. Do you have a middle or rear row you can take out, a captain's seat, an obnoxiously thick plastic tray in the cargo area? If you don't have an SUV or van, see what you can do to access and utilize the trunk area from the inside. And again, a roof box goes a long way in freeing up space in your car. Then thirdly, start small. Don't rush to fill the space that you just made. Think about the layout with only basic necessities in mind and work up from there. Do test runs with your ideas and evolve as you go. You don't have to build the whole thing in one run. Start with version 1 and iterate as you learn. It took me 3 different design approaches to finally land on the layout for our cargo area, and I still wouldn't consider it done. When you're ready to buy stuff, buy rebuildable things. Do your research, don't waste your money on things that are made of proprietary plastic bits. Buy things that you can maintain and rebuild on your own with parts you can source at the hardware store. Last thing you want is to be stuck in the middle of Asawata, Coddington on the phone with a Thule rep in Sweden trying to source a plastic flabbity blobbler on FedEx overnight. Most everything I've added to the car are all things made in North America, out of metal, and from parts I can find replacements for anywhere. My final tip is to make sure you can hit Control Z. One of my favorite goofy signs hanging in workshops everywhere says, "We do it right because we do it twice." And I think there's a twofold truth to this. Don't be afraid to back up a few steps and try again. And also, I would try to avoid things that can't be undone. In the case of my car, I chose to bolt things together so everything can be disassembled and redesigned in the future if I choose to do so. I hope these tips were helpful and that you feel inspired to reimagine the car that you own. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you out there.